I keep forgetting that Stevie Wonder music is like, I'm not allowed to play it good. I keep forgetting. Oh, hello, person watching and already gave a heart. We appreciate that. If you want to say who you are, we would love it. I am coming. I'm just over here messing with this music. I'm just over here messing with the music a little bit. All right. I am here. Welcome to the Sunday Vibe. It is Sunday, and so we vibe. This audio should be not too loud, but it is Mercury retrograde, and so I am not in control of the way my technology behaves. Okay, so I have a few things today, but something just popped up, and I hear one of the girls talking, giggling downstairs. Okay, so today I wanted to talk about the new moon in Libra coming up, and it is going to be kind of accompanied by a Cazimi, which is a conjunction with the sun. So that is going to amplify that energy of the planets that are involved in the Cazimi. And then I also I got a new segment popping off here called Help Me Sheba. And I'm going to read a little letter from somebody who needs some help. So we're going to get into that. It has a little bit to do with church hurt, which I know so much about because I was hurt by my church. And yeah, so let me just start by saying I pulled some cards for the week ahead. Listen, Grover, it's just a little bit loud for me. Thank you, though. So yes, I pulled some cards for the week, and it's going to be an interesting week. It really is. I think there's going to be some opportunities for some people to have a tower moment, which even though it sounds scary, I love a tower moment because it's what moves you from one place to the next. Sometimes you gotta have a clearing where whatever you have built up, oh, somebody left a comment. Whatever you have built up gets knocked down. Hey, hello, Cassandra. Nice to see you too. So yes, so I think we might have some tower moments this week, and there's going to be some opportunity to make some decisions. But for me, I'm kind of gathering that it's like a do I choose myself here? Do I choose myself here energy? And you should, but not everybody knows how to do that. So I decided what I was going to do for myself was I was going to prepare my content each week based on one of my old videos where I dropped gems for the people in the Morning Vibe tribe, because I'm like, why do I keep trying to reinvent the wheel? Like, that is not necessary. So this week I wanted to talk about shining your light and, kind of accessing your own power. So that's what I'm going to be doing on Instagram and just wherever I'm at. So if you get to the point where you got to make a big decision, just choose the one that makes you feel the most alive, and don't be afraid, because making that choice could be what brings in the tower moment. But it's okay, because maybe you need that tower to be cleared out so that you can get into your power and start creating as the Queen of Wands. And the overall card for the week was the Sun in reverse. So I was like, well, that just lines right up with the Sun card. That lines right up with not being able to shine your light because people feel scared of it. And that's one of my posts this week is, are you afraid to shine? If you're afraid to shine, then just say that. Stop blaming it on everybody else. They won't let me be bright. Oh, are they really stopping you? Or are you bringing a shield in for your own flames? Like, let me find out. We can really be responsible for whether or not you turn your light up. That's not our job. So no, it's not somebody else. It's you. And I'll tell you what just took place at my house that made me say, that's exactly what it is. So my daughter, Michaela, needs to clean her room as usual, right? But she doesn't want to do it. Okay. So I went down there and I was like, this room is not clean. Because she came telling me, oh, well, I picked this up and I cleaned this up and it's clean. And I was like, oh, okay. So I go downstairs and I was like, this is not clean. And so I told her and she was like, oh, sorry. And I was like, don't apologize to me. Apologize to yourself because you're the one that's not getting the reward that would come from the clean room. I don't need nothing. Like, I don't need you to clean your room. I have already dealt with the trauma, the triggers, and the overwhelm that came from me wanting her to clean her room desperately. I cannot even live like that. So when her room is not clean, I just close the door. I just close the door. So she wants to go to this little place, some little bounce house or something. And she has some money on her card so she can go. But we're not going until the room is clean. Like, I don't need to jump up and down at the bounce place, you know? So if you want to go, this is your reward. This is your thing that you're wanting to do. You're going to clean your room up. So she was like, I'm sorry. I'm like, you don't need to apologize to me. You're stopping yourself from shining brightly when you're not doing your work. So that's the point. Maybe you're not ignoring the fact that you need to clean your room, but perhaps there's something else that you need to be doing that you're refusing to do that's stopping you from being as bright as you possibly can be. So if you are avoiding any parts of your work, you are refusing to allow yourself to be shining. You are doing it. It is you. I'm bringing in the shield, guys. I don't want to turn the light on. Why? Why are we afraid to shine? Why are we afraid to brighten up and enjoy? Like, what is it that keeps you wanting to suffer? So if that's you, that's fine. But you need to figure it out because it doesn't hurt anybody else. It hurts you. It keeps you small. It keeps you small. You're shrunken. You can't do what it is that you came here to do because God did not give you the gifts and the light that you were given in order for you to keep it turned down and lean into suffering. That's not what you were born for. Sorry to break it to you. Okay. Now, moving on. We will be doing the new moon in Libra intention setting shadow workshop in the Creative AF Flow Center. I'm going to do it on Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Central Time because Wednesdays I have a strategy session in the evening. So I prefer to do things not when I have to also work. So we are going to get into the balance. And you know, Libra is the 7th house ruler. 7th house is about relationships. And for me, this one is about, just like I was talking about, your relationship with yourself and others. So where are you out of balance with your relationship with you and your relationship with others? Where are you not using your boundaries? Where are you people pleasing? Where are you doing the most to satisfy other parties? And if you're doing it, are you doing it so that you can be a martyr and later say, the reason why I was never able to do the things that I wanted to do in my life is because Suzanne wouldn't let me. Suzanne, like last I checked, we don't own each other anymore. So you can do what it is that you want to do. Okay. You can set the boundaries that allow you to begin to grow in your own space. Put up the boundaries. I'm going to grow right here for now. And then when I get really good and comfortable in who I am, I'm going to explode in this bitch. That's what you do. That's how you do it. So we also have a Cazimi, like I was talking about. It is a sun conjunction. So we do have Mars there and Mercury close by. So this one is going to be a little bit interesting. And I'm also noting that that moon is taking place in a degree of Libra that's a little bit chaotic. So we might have a lot of overwhelm. That will bring us to the tower moment, of course. But we might be feeling like we're just not sure how to navigate. So we need to just like center. So don't try to do too much. Don't try to do too much. Don't overload yourself. Don't put too much on your plate. That's why I was like, let me go ahead and do my work today. I don't know what this is. I don't want to look at this. Anyway, so we'll be talking about that. When I do the workshop, I'll be sharing more about these astrological placements and how they affect us and just what all this energy really means and, you know, how you can use it to advance your life, because that's what I do. When I set intention, it's for goal setting to really see it in the physical. A lot of people set goals and then they don't do anything in the physical to make that move. So you can always want to be this person that you're saying you desire to be, but what you gonna do right here that says I'm this person? What you gonna do that shows us this is the person? That's the only way that it gets seen. You have to see it, then other people see it. As long as you keep hiding, shrinking, feeling lovely in the space that you're in, nobody is going to see it. Like I said this morning on Facebook, the universe will begin to support the new life that you're creating as soon as you decide to live it. So as soon as you decide to live the new life that you have created, the universe starts to respond to that. Until you do it, there's nothing to respond to. So while you're sitting there like, how come this isn't working? Because you're not doing it, because you're not showing up as the self that you said you wanted to be. So we don't know how to move. And when I mention the universe, I'm talking about other people too, because we are also energy. Okay. All right. So let's get into this. Help me, Sheba. So this is what I have. Sheba. I'm struggling on my spiritual journey with connecting to a higher power. I know that's part of this whole thing, but I can't seem to shake the negative feelings I have about God after everything I learned in church. Can you give me any advice, honey? First thing, you're going to have to realize that this is about you building your individual and exclusive relationship with the Creator. It's not going to be what you learned in church. It's not going to be what you always thought God was. It's totally different, because you're going to realize that God is in all things, okay, in all people, and that everybody is expressing God through love. So one thing that I see when people have this issue is that they are feeling shame for the negative feelings that they had. So they're not able to love because they still have hate right there. Like maybe they always felt like, I don't know, I guess what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe they always felt like God didn't love them. So if you feel like your parent doesn't love you, you begin to start to develop this hatred towards your parent. So that's why when you see my name, sometimes you'll see spiritual rage awakening agent. So like I help people unlock that, because you have to be able to accept that you have that rage, because you do have some, because you feel abandoned here because you didn't know how God actually works, because somebody told you it worked like this and it really works like this. It's okay for you to have those feelings. It's natural. But once you get into that, you need to be able to use those feelings to cry out for help. So maybe you're not asking for help enough, or maybe you just don't know how to pray to say, I'm open to it. So just process your feelings. Like when I went to church last weekend with my mother. And it was the same church that I was basically, I wouldn't say I was kicked out of it because I left the class, but I didn't feel like I could go back because I asked a question about Jesus and they didn't want to answer it. And I was triggered when I was in there. And, everybody was doing the sign of the cross and praying. And I was like, yeah, me too. Because I love God. I do. I even love Jesus. But I just prefer to operate in a different way. And that's okay. So on your journey, you have to develop your exclusive relationship with the creator. Like I was saying, it's not going to be, I can only pray like this and I can only worship like this. Like it have to be exclusive to you because you are a unique individual. So if you decide that for you, praying is walking outside in a circle in the sun, talking to yourself, then that can be praying. And if you get answers back from God for your prayers, well, then there's nothing wrong with it. So that's the first thing you have to do, is accept that, first of all, there is a God, because a lot of time we spend a significant amount of our energy saying that there must not be a God because we don't believe in the constructs of religion. There's no possible way that we could all be here and there's no creator. I am so sorry. I don't know if that is hurtful, but that is just it. Okay. So accept that, and then be okay with developing your own relationship. Don't worry about taking it to other people and asking them, do they agree with it? Because they may not. And it doesn't matter. They don't have to. They don't have to. It's about you and you. The easiest way to develop that relationship is to really get in touch with yourself. you start to cultivate a relationship with you. You start to cultivate a relationship between you and God. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I hope all of that made sense. I feel like I'm kind of rambling and that I've been attacked by Mercury retrograde, but it's okay. I still showed up, you know. So anyway, that's how I feel about it. And I think it's interesting to watch people connect and pray in their own way. You know, not everybody uses crystals. I mean, I don't, except for the ones that I use on my necklaces, and I have like a few, but like a lot of people use really big crystals and they like are super devoted to them. That's not my bag, but I don't ever say that's wrong because I don't do it. A lot of people don't use the Bible. I do. If you don't, I don't ever say that's wrong. So it's about what you choose to develop. We've got a lot of people out here that will tell you the only way is this way. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a Christian. It could be a spiritual person that will also tell you you can only do it like this. No, you can do it however you feel like you want to do it. The most important thing is that you are praying and connecting. It doesn't matter how you're doing it. Just be doing it. Because that's what keeps you stuck in the dark, is having zero connection, zero relationship. So if you feel like you're not really want to do it the way you did it growing up, don't do it like that. Do it the way that feels good to you now, and that's okay. But you have to be praying, because if you're not, you're serving the other side. I hate to say it like that, but that's true. They love it. They love it for people to be disconnected from source. That's what they're looking for. Where can we find the self-haters? Where can we find the haters? Because those are the ones we can get to work for us. And then if you hate you, you definitely hate everybody else. And you will express and exude ugliness supporting the mission of the darkness. Like if you love and you love you and you love other people and you don't do harm, at least not unless you need protection, they don't know how to penetrate that. Because once they start, you're like, something is off right here. You know, you're stopping it. If you don't have a relationship with the higher power, with the source, it's so easy to penetrate that. So it's important for you to do it. And you just got to do it the way that feels good to you. Okay. You just have to do it the way that feels good to you. All right. I hope that was helpful. I guess I'm going to go downstairs and sing and dance and maybe clean up a little bit. I've done most of my work, so I'm free now. I appreciate y'all for watching. And I wanted to talk about this. So I have a new offering where I want to help the ladies get into that divine femininity, because I know we need that. You know, I'm not a big proponent of the twin flame thing, because I'm like, okay, all right, whatever. But I do believe that we have to have a balance for our divinity. So that's the divine feminine, that's divine masculine in each person. So I would really love to give women some advice on how to embody the goddess, because I think a lot of people really want to, but they're like, oh no, is that too much? Is this too much? Am I turning it up too much? Girl, that's what you came here to do, you know? So I have a new reading that I'm doing. I did this at the event a couple weekends ago. Well, last weekend. And it was really, really good. And so many people were like, oh my God, like I got so many reports and feedbacks on how like things shifted and things changed for them. And so many people were like, oh my God, I was able to say this thing and I was able to do this thing. And I'm like, yes, all the queens need to get into this. So I have that new offering for you guys. And then this week I will be working to develop the next seminar, still Flow and Glow. But this time we're going to be talking about overcoming imposter syndrome and limiting beliefs on the journey to your authentic self. Okay. Because I see that a lot. And it ain't no shade, but I'm like, come on. All you got to do is this. Like, you know, because I'm watching it. So I want to be able to offer some support. So that's what I'm doing. And I will see you guys this week in the New Moon Circle. If you are in the Flow Center, if you are not, you can still join. I hope to see y'all there. I did put the StreamYard link up so that y'all can join the studio and we can all get on screen, kind of like we did in the seminar last time. And it's just going to be a good time, but be prepared to own up to where you are blocking yourself. And I'm going to do it too. Like, we're just going to have a real talk. So that's all. Okay. So I'll see you later. Don't be a self-hater. All right. Bye-bye.